What's good, people? What's going on? How is everybody doing? How everybody doing out there? I guess we're having a wonderful trading. We had a wonderful trading week. This is the last day of the week. It's a Friday plus it's NFP. So that's your boy Harlem, and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, that's gonna be our weekly review and our breakdown. I know that y'all probably asking yourselves to like, what the fuck is he doing in the bond market? What the fuck is he doing on the bond market? What the fuck he be doing on the bond market? Wait on, like you guys know that like how I analyze, how I look for trades, and how I anticipate market movements or direction. It works on anything. I'm not trying to show y'all a dream or something like that, but it works on everything. You feel me, people? So without further ado, we're gonna just hop in and just continue to trust the process and do what we're supposed to do and just let the rest be history. So today we're looking at the US government bonds, the 2-year yield. The 2-year yield, people. You guys know the 2-year yield. Inflation, I would say like the inflation movers or inflation anticipate is like they show us or they tell us possible direction or possible inflation numbers that we might probably get for the coming, I don't know, quarter, week, month, I don't know. But let me share a secret. There's no secret in trading, right? But let me just share with y'all a secret. Every time when the bond market goes up, or every time when the bond market is bullish, whether it's the 10, the 30, the 15, the 25, the 40, or the 50, if they go up, always note that there's a possibility that Nasdaq might drop or the tech stocks, like the top 100 companies, tech companies on the NAS, Apple, Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, so on and so forth. That's a secret that I've understood ever since I started trading. So now when you can tell that this is our highest high. This is the highest level which price has ever touched. 1989. Was my mom? I don't think my mom was even born, bro. 1989, bro. So with now having a high on 1989, price started giving us lower lows and lower highs. Price started giving us lower lows and lower highs. So now you can simply tell that this is a clean downtrend. Price has been moving in lower lows and in lower highs. Price has been having the diagonal resistance. Price has been tapping, moving, tapping, moving, tapping, moving, tapping, moving, tapping, moving, even though it broke out and broke back in. You feel me? So obviously now this has been a clean downtrend, right? So now because now I'm trying to put game on some of y'all people so I can show y'all that how I look for trades or how I anticipate market direction. That's one and the same thing, people. Like price action is always key. How you trade is always key, bro. Whether you took an L or you took some profits, how you trade is always key. You feel me? So now let's simply look at this. Price created some sort of what? Some sort of support right there. Price has been reacting off our support, right? Price created some sort of support. You can tell it came back, boom, moving to the downside, came back to this very same zone, moved sideways, bro, for some time. This has been, bro, like those are months. Those are not weeks. Those are not days. Those are not 4-hour candlesticks or hourly candlesticks or even 5-minute candlesticks for some of y'all out there. Those are monthly candlesticks. Until price chose to do it to push to the upside because you're holding support above. Right. So from an impulsive push to the upside, price breaking out diagonal resistance and price breaking back in of our diagonal resistance, you can simply tell price had multiple rejections right there and price pushed to the downside, coming back to our word. So our very same support. So obviously you need to tell yourself that if price pushes to the upside, if price reacts off support, if price creates support and pushes to the upside, impulsively pulls back to the very same support and pushes to the upside. Always remember that like price has already created a zone, an all-time zone. Until we break above, until we trade below, or until we trade above, price has created a zone. So Whatever that y'all might be thinking, whatever y'all might be on, that's on you. So now, obviously, we now know that like prices created some sort of what, some sort of all-time high support and all-time high resistance and our all-time high support. So obviously, we all know our all-time high resistance and our all-time high support. So now, enough with anything. Let's focus on what? On our current price, right? So when you guys can see it right here, price had a push to the upside. Price has been pushing to the upside. Price has been pushing to the upside until price is some sort of what pullback. Price continued to the word to the upside until price did what continued to the upside and impulsively continued or impulsively reversed to the downside. So this is the monthly time frame, people. We're looking at the current price. I don't want to remove zones, everything that I'm marked out, the support, the resistance, the key levels. It's shit I've been trading with ever since I introduced myself to the government market, to the bond market, right? So now you can simply tell we've created our high. Price once broke out of that high and broke back in, right? Broke out again with a close above or on our monthly time frame, on our monthly candle, right? And the coming candle had what? A bullish open and an impulsive bear candle close to the downside. We didn't close below. You can say we closed below for support. You can say we didn't close below for support. It is what it is. After all, the only thing that I can see is prices still closed on our support. I don't see confirmations of price closing up that below or price having that candle showing us that we are below that very same zone. With our current candle trading below of our what of our support. So obviously, people, we all know that like this is what I always talk about. We all know that like with price pushing to the upside, price moving sideways, and price chooses to close below this sideways movement, always remember that there's a possibility that like price might continue moving to the downside, right? Let's repeat this now. If price pushes to the upside and price has a sideways move and price chooses to do what? To close above our what? Our correction. Always note there's a possibility price might do what? Price might continue moving to the upside, right? This is just like price action, or this is bread and butter Forex, right? Or textbook Forex for some of y'all out there. So now you can tell that price had a push and price had a sideways move and price chose to do it to trade to the downside. This candlestick has like 21 days until we close. A lot can happen. This candlestick might close bullish. That candlestick might close more bearish. We don't know because we still have what 21 days before the candle closes. So the candlestick closes below this correction. There's a possibility that like price might do it. Price might continue moving to the downside. So now I know on my monthly time frame that like price was on an impulsive push to the upside, price had a sideways move, and price is trading below of our correction, right? So hopping into the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we just want to see zones or levels that like price created, right? So obviously you can tell this was last year. I remember this time right here. So now price had a double bottom right there on our weekly. Sorry. Bless me. I mean, so now price had a move to the upside and a double bottom and a bullish candle close above. And price did what? Continued to the upside, right? So now I need you guys now to remember or to focus on one thing, price action, right? Or following the movement, right? So now, with now price now trading on this very same zone with a push and an exhaustion and a continuation push and an exhaustion with a pullback, which broke below the what? The higher low and the higher high, right? I need you guys to see something. I need you guys to remember. I need you guys to see something. Price has a push and an exhaustion and a push and a push. Okay, we have a push and an exhaustion and a push with now price doing what? Breaking out and breaking back in impulsively to our zone, closing below our higher high and our higher low, or trading below our higher high and our higher low. this is marking out, or this is showing us a potential reversal. Price might be looking to do what? To reverse and move to the downside. But why am I saying this? Because now we have our support and prices trading below our support from the monthly, right? Because price has been moving sideways, right? We created our support, we created our resistance, we created our key level, right? Price has been tapping in, price has been tapping above until price at a close below, right? So obviously with now price having this bear move to the downside and price kind of like pulling back or exhausting, the only thing that I need to focus on now from the weekly is that if we don't continue to the upside or above our support, there's a high possibility that like price might continue to the downside, right? This is just textbook Forex, people. So looking at the daily. So at the daily time frame, I need you all to see something. Why can't I remove this now? Why can't I? Because I analyzed this last year. So now, looking at the daily, you can tell the price has created some support. Price has tapped and moved, tapped, double bottom, impulsively moved until price now started trading below this very same word support. So now you can tell we're having multiple rejections. We rejected for some time, right? But at the same time, we need to remember that what we're looking for on the weekly and what we found on the monthly and the weekly, it kind of like shows us that price might be looking to do what? To move to the downside, right? So let's look at this. So on our daily time frame, we can tell that the price is having what? Price is having multiple rejections. Price is having multiple rejections. We're rejecting right there. So with those multiple rejections, the only thing that I would say is, long as price don't trade or close below this multiple rejections, let's simply wait for price to come back to our support. Give us signs that we are failing to continue to the upside and we are still trading below our support, and look for big confirmations and look for what? Anticipations or continuation to the downside, right? This is just an anticipation, right? But if it happens that like price does what? Impulsively breaks back in of our support and trades above our support without breaking below, then there's a possibility price might continue to the downside. But you guys always need to remember that like with price creating, if price creates an all-time high on that current price movement, because now we have an all-time high on our what? 5.077%. 5.077%. That's just a high number, people. That's just a high number on our inflation. But at the same time, all I anticipated is that like price did have a breakout, right? I anticipated that with a breakout, we need to come back for a retest. And there's a possibility that like price might do what? Come back or create that all-time high, possibly that possible all-time high resistance on our what? 6.00%, right? But price did what on our 5.077%, price dropped to the downside. So let's remember one thing, people. So on our daily, the only thing we're looking for is for price to pull back right there, give us signs that we are failing to continue above and we are getting that bear momentum like we hope for, and look for what? Continuations to the downside. But if we break back in, let's look for what? That confirmation of prices failing to continue above, prices failing to continue below, and look for what? For continuations to the upside above our support. So the last time frame will be the what? The 4 hours. So on the 4 hour, I just want to see, or let y'all see how price has been rejecting, right? I can tell the price rejected right there. 1, 2, broke out, break back in, third, fourth, fifth time. Price rejected 5 times. But if I even look at this, I can tell that like I simply have something like a wedge pattern. I simply have some type of wedge pattern, right? We guys can see it right there. I don't need to blab a lot about it. Whether I need to put it on my rejections or I need to put it on my what? On my candlesticks, it is what it is. So let's look at this. We're having some type of rising wedge pattern, right? And at the same time, I still see something like this. Price might be having that what? That big channel on our current price, right? So with what I'm looking at right now, so I see a bigger picture of a falling wedge, right? The bigger picture, I see a falling wedge, right? On our bigger picture, I see a falling wedge. With a falling wedge, right? There's a possibility that like price might do what? Price will reverse to the upside. This is a reversal pattern. So with this rising wedge, and this bear bear channel that I'm looking at with price breaking out of our bear channel. So now price has a bear channel, right? Price is on a bear channel and price is having a breakout. So the last time frame will be the hourly. So now I'm trying to give you all even a signal. This is a bonus video, people. This is a bonus video. Top down analysis of how I look for an entry, right? So let's fix this. Let's fix this. Let's fix this and let's fix that. So we have a clean wedge. We have a clean. We have a clean falling wedge and we have a clean bear channel breakout. So you guys can see it right there. So from a falling wedge, we have a bear channel, right? So with a bear channel, from the rejections that we're looking for, where price rejected for some time, on our current price, we created some sort of what? Some sort of double bottom. So obviously with a double bottom, the only thing you need to look for, you need to look for something like this. Once price trades above the previous lower high, because price has been moving in lower lows and in lower highs with a lower low, lower high, and a low, not lower than the previous low, double bottom, and price doing what? Trading above that very same lower high. Let's wait for price to pull back, give us signs that we're failing to move to the downside, and look for continuations to the upside. People, I guess you take something from this, right? This is a top-down analysis of our US government bond, 2-year bond market yield. So I wasn't looking for much, I wasn't looking for less, right? Let's remember that on our monthly, we're still trading below our support, right? If we get signs that price is really going to close below our support, there's a possibility that we might continue to the downside. On the weekly, price is giving us signs that we might be looking to retest or to pull back to our support. If price don't pull back above our support, and if price gives us signs that we're still trading below our support, let's look for reversals to the downside. On the daily, price has multiple rejections to the downside. If there's a possibility that like price will really pull back to our support and give us signs that we are failing to break above our support, let's just continue bearish below our support. On the week, on the 4-hour, we're having some sort of falling wedge. So the falling wedge pattern might be a confirmation of what? Of price going to do what? To retest the what? The support zone before we can continue to the downside. Long as price don't trade above, we still continue below, right? But if we trade above, we look for bullish signs or bullish momentum and continue above. On the hourly, we have price having a bear channel on the current price and a double bottom with a close above. Let's look to continue above. Let's look to continue bullish until we reach our word, until we reach that support. Look for signs that we fail into break above support and look to reverse following the word, following our monthly time frame, our weekly time frame, our daily time frame, and our 4-hour time frame. That's your boy Harlem. That's your boy Harlem.